Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Catherine and today's video is going to be all about how you can thrift as a minimalist. So these are 8 special tips that I wanted to share with you today to make sure that when you are thinking about embarking on your secondhand journey, you're doing the best things possible. The reason I wanted to do this video today, as many of you probably know already, it is Secondhand September. Now this is something that has been organised by the charity Oxfam, where they really promote secondhand clothing and help to build awareness of how people can build their wardrobes with secondhand clothes. Now you already know that I'm a massive fan of capsule wardrobes, minimalism and sustainability. So for me, secondhand shopping brings all of those things nicely together. So without further ado, let's get on with it. The first thing you're going to need to do before you start to thrift or go secondhand shopping or buy an item is to have an idea or image of what you need to purchase. When you go with a plan or an idea, you will stick to the things that you only really need. So this is what's going to set you apart from normal shoppers and being a minimalist shopper. Most of the time I will either create a list, or you know me, I love Pinterest, a Pinterest board. So I will collect a load of images and colors and textures and have a real hard image of what you need to find. That way you're not going to go off course and just purchase random things, helping you maintain that capsule wardrobe, only buying the items that you left the house for. This leads me on really nicely to my second point, which is planning ahead and making sure that you have enough time to find the perfect item. So sometimes there's holes in our socks and we need to run out and just go to the shop and grab something, because sometimes things just happen and we need to buy things last minute. But with secondhand shopping and thrifting, the more time you give yourself to find that perfect item, the longer that item is going to stay in your life, because you've picked something and you've created something so perfect for you that you're going to want to keep it, look after it and maintain it. Next, you're going to need to consider your options. What is available to you? Are there charity shops near you? Maybe even vintage stores, or go to a car boot sale, or even you could use online resources like Depop and eBay, or even you can contact people through like Facebook and social media. There are so many options available to you, but before you embark on your secondhand shopping journey, you need to make sure you are going to the right places. Another thing that I like to consider as well before going shopping is what area are you in and what kind of items do you want. For example, if you wanted to design a handbag, then research the wealthier areas around you. Is it possible for you to drive to those areas or get public transport to those areas to find the more expensive things that you desire? Or maybe you're looking for something that is beach appropriate, then maybe look around and see what seaside charity shops there are where there will be more items that you're looking for. So have a look at demographics, price range and different things like that before you make a decision on when you're going to go. When I was living in London, this was something I would consider all the time. If I wanted trendier things, then I would go to certain parts of London. If I wanted to find like a really good designer deal in a secondhand shop, then I know that I usually had to travel to the posher areas. So just have a look around you. If you only have one charity shop near you, then you know you've just got to work with what you have. But if you are living in a city or a busier area, or if you have access to a car, then you have those options to kind of shop around before you go. Now that you've got your action plan, you know where you're going to go and you know what you need to buy, one thing that I like to do, and this is completely optional, but I like to set myself a budget. Now the way that I set my budget for my thrift shopping is by thinking about how much I would spend if I was going to buy the item brand new in a shop. By doing this, you know that you're not going to overspend. If you did go in and you decided that you wanted to buy 2 things, you would still only stick to that budget. But like I said, it's completely optional. I know that there are a lot of people in this world that have to buy things secondhand because it's all that they can afford. So at the end of the day, you don't have to do it, but it's a little bonus tip if you would like to. Also, on top of this, when you get into a charity shop and you see that everything is such a good price, it's really easy to just pick up everything that you see. So for me, it's just like keeping to that budget as well, to make sure that I'm not overbuying, so I don't come home with 20 pieces and I just come back with the one that I intended to buy in the first place. So now you are in the charity shop or vintage store and you've got your budget, you know what you need. The next thing that I always consider when I'm going thrifting is fabrics. Now, you may have to do some research on this if you're not already aware of what different fabrics are, where they come from, but the reason I like to do this is because you want to be making sure that you are buying top quality fabrics. You want things that are going to last you a long time. You don't want to make an investment in something that's going to fall apart straight away. Just because you're buying secondhand doesn't mean that you have to not have high quality items. In fact, I often find that the things that I buy secondhand are way better quality than the things in a normal store. So this is a lovely benefit of secondhand shopping. So do some research and make sure that you're going for the kind of fabrics that you want, that will suit your wardrobe and that will last you a long time. For me, to be honest, unless it's like something really amazing that I find, I tend to stay away from things like polyester and acrylic wool because it falls apart. Like, you can even see sometimes by looking at the garments in the store that it's not going to last a long time. So definitely do some research into which fabrics you think will suit your wardrobe the best, which ones are going to last you longer, and which ones suit your lifestyle as well. So you really have that full image of what your wardrobe is going to look like. Number 6 for helping you maintain minimalism while you are secondhand shopping is to not double up on items. Now, I kind of touched on this before, but sometimes when you see such bargains in a charity shop or wherever you are, it can be really tempting to be like, oh, I can pick up 3 of those because it's so cheap. But this is what we're trying to avoid. We want to come home with just the items that we set out for, that we needed, that are going to bring value to us. We don't want to bring home 3 of the same kind of t-shirt, the same shape, just for the sake of it. So make sure that you are buying one perfect piece, otherwise you're going to come home and be like, I've done it again. We've all been there. Number 7. Now, this one came about because the biggest question I get on Instagram is, how do you find your style when you're buying clothes secondhand? Now, yes, it can be really difficult because, let's be honest, when you go into a charity shop, a lot of the things are usually outdated. So sometimes finding your style can be difficult at first. But this is why I want you to take time before you go shopping, because you need to go in with an image of what you want to look like. What would the coolest version of you dress like? This is what I always ask myself. Who do you love? Who do you watch and who do you admire their fashion sense? Who do you think like, wow, if I had more money, I'd want to look like them? Or, oh, I wish I was as confident as them because then I would wear clothes like that. Those kind of people are your inspiration. They're the kind of people that you want to dress like. These kind of barriers that you put up saying I'm not cool enough, can't afford those kind of things are nonsense. If you want to wear a brightly coloured, crazy looking shirt but you're worried about wearing it because no one around you's wearing it, honestly, who cares? Just do you. The best advice that I could give to someone who is about to go thrift shopping is be open-minded and be yourself, because then you will find things that you really love. I can't really give you advice on how to find a certain style in a thrift shop because only you knows what you like. Don't follow trends for the sake of it. Buy the things that you think look cool and buy the things that you will feel confident in, because that is all that matters. What anyone else thinks about your outfit, it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? Who cares? You'll find what you're looking for. It might take like 3 or 4 shops. You might have to look online, but I promise you, once you've got that perfect image in your head of what you want to wear, you'll find it, because there are so many secondhand clothes in the world, guys. You've got a lot of options. So don't think once you've gone into one shop and you can't find the thing that you're after, that you can't find your style in a charity shop, because you 100% can. And that leads me really nicely onto my final point, which is don't give up and have fun. Shopping should be a really fun experience. Just because you are someone that wants to be more sustainable or wants to be a minimalist, that doesn't mean that you can't have a good time while going shopping for your wardrobe. Your wardrobe is going to be something that you absolutely adore because you've taken the time to downsize, to craft this lovely curated wardrobe. So just take your time with it. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you want to find those things that really make you feel good and that you love and that you want to look after after and repair, all of those things that we've kind of lost touch with over time. My secondhand wardrobe is my favourite bunch of clothes that I've ever had, because I went on a journey, I really actively looked for them, and I took so much care in buying the clothes that they are so much more special to me. And I also love that they were pre-loved before and that I've brought them back to life, and then if I look after them really well and if I decide to get rid of them one day, then the cycle carries on. And I just really love that there's this whole like circular movement within fashion. If you are thinking about going thrifting, or if you are thinking about downsizing to a capsule wardrobe, I hope that you consider these tips in the future, because they've genuinely changed my life and actually made me love clothes. I never thought that I was particularly like fashionable person, because I didn't really care about trends, but secondhand shopping and minimalism has made me completely fallen in love with clothing in a whole different way. And I hope that you fall in love with clothes as much as I have when buying them secondhand. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already, because it helps other people find my channel. Good luck on your secondhand shopping, and I will see you in the next video on Sunday. Bye!